Hello, my crochet friends. How are you guys doing today? I know it's been a couple weeks since you've seen me. So let's kind of do like a life update, I guess. Like, do you guys even care what's going on in my life, right? If it's not crochet related. Sometimes you just, one thing leads into another and then a snowball happens, I was having computer problems. My computer was running slow, so I had to do some maintenance on my computer to clean up some files, right? And then from there, it's, I had to clean up some stuff in the kitchen. I had to declutter stuff on my desk, and then I had to clean up the pile of books that was on the floor next to my desk, and then I decided to rearrange my bookshelves back here, and it just kept going and going and going and going, and I was getting caught up on things that I kind of let slide when I'm so focused on crocheting all the time. And then, 3 weeks later, I realized I haven't sat with my camera. I haven't talked to you guys. I had to go find my camera. Okay. And then when I did find it, my battery was dead and I had to charge it. And then I'm like, okay, is my microphone charged? As long as that blue light is on, I'm good. So yeah, you guys ever get like that? You just kind of get into the flow of things, and I don't know. It's like I haven't had any crochet updates. Like crocheting is such a part of my life that a lot of times I just crochet without even realizing that I'm crocheting, and not even realizing that I'm not talking to the camera and showing you guys anything, because sometimes I just need to crochet for me. And that's what had happened. Like when I got done making that blanket for the teenager, for the friend of my kid, I needed to be able to work on something for myself, and I did, and I'm not ready to share that one yet. But then what happened is I did go see a specialist eye doctor for my cataract, and just, I feel like I haven't been able to do anything because I've been having a lot of headaches lately. Headaches that have come out of nowhere. Now, and see, I'm a headache sufferer from way back in the day. I've always had headaches because of my eyes, headaches because of my sinuses. So I've actually been almost headache free these last couple of years. They come every now and then, but this was getting really bad, and I think it's from my eyesight, because I can't see anything and I can't focus on anything. I think my eyes are tired, and it's causing a lot of stress and a lot of strain. Sorry, been texting with one of the kids. So, I did see an eye specialist, and I do have a full cataract in my right eye, and I need to have surgery to fix it. So they go in there, they actually take out the damaged part of the eye, and they put in a new lens. So then there was talk with the lens. They treat the lens like the lens for your glasses. You can have it fix your distance vision, or you can have it fix your up close vision. And the eye doctor and I had a difference of opinion. He kept telling me, "You want your up close vision, don't you?" I'm like, "No, I want my distance vision." Because when I lost my distance vision when I was a teenager in high school, it wasn't just things far off in the distance. I couldn't see 5 feet in front of me. And a lot of people consider that close up, but no, everything was blurred 5 feet or so, okay? So I've always wanted to keep my distance vision, and no matter how many times I told him, my distance, okay? I don't mind wearing reading glasses for, when I'm crocheting or reading a book. I don't mind. And, that difference of opinion, I feel like he just wasn't listening to me. He just wasn't hearing me. It was more about what he wanted than what I wanted. And I wasn't very happy with my consultation visit when I was done. Everybody keeps telling me he's the best at what he does, but his bedside manner, I found him to be very arrogant, even for a doctor. So I'm not completely happy, and then I kind of feel stuck on what I'm going to do. I've lost all the vision in my right eye. I need it fixed. And do I really care about the eye doctor's personality as long as he can do the job? The surgeon, because he's a surgeon. So I don't know. That's been a thing for me, but also during that visit, because I checked everything in my left eye, it turns out I am growing a cataract in my left eye too. So it's not as big and it's not as pronounced, and I still have my vision in my left eye, but I'm going to lose the vision in my left eye eventually. So cataract surgery on my right eye, only to what, 3 or 6 months later, go back and have my left eye done. So life has been a little bit weird lately. So once I got done with that spider stitch blanket for the teenager, and I was working a little on something for myself, I actually kind of just took a break, and I just kept going with the decluttering in my house. And my husband and I are making massive amounts of progress. If the thing that we touch, if it is not serving a purpose in our house and it does not bring us joy and we don't love it, it's not staying. It gets put in a box and puts in the minivan so it can be donated if it's still usable, or it gets put in a trash bag and gets put on the curb for garbage collection. I'm not overthinking it. I'm not, oh, well, it can go to this person, or it can go to that person, or I can donate it, or I can sell it. No, you know what? I want my life to be nice and quiet and peaceful. I want it to be a little bit more slower paced. I want to stop with the big grand ideas, and I just want my life to be simple. So if it's not serving me, it's leaving my house, So we've made a lot of progress. I feel like we've made, individually and then collectively, I feel like we've made a lot of progress. We've had a lot of car repairs going on. My 18-year-old, the brakes went out in their car. It's an older car. The mechanic had a hard time finding parts for it. So the kid was using my minivan. But right at the end, when the kid's car was ready to be picked up, my minivan broke. So it sat in the driveway for 3 weeks before I could get it towed to the mechanic to be fixed. So my emergency fund that I keep for things like this is completely gone. So now I'm stressed about money, So it's like, it's been a little bit of everything. And with the headaches, I have been trying to crochet. Hold on a second. My Lion Brand ice cream yarn blanket that I did, where I did the 4 panels, one in this minty green, one in this lemony yellow, blueberry blue, strawberry pink, and then I stitched them all together, right? And now I was doing the border, okay? I haven't touched this blanket in, I'd like to say weeks, but I think it's been more months. And I'm doing the purple grape on the border. I've been picking it up the last couple nights because I would like to get it done before my cataract surgery, which is scheduled for September 3rd. So wish me well on that, since I didn't really vibe very well with the doctor. Wish me well. So I've been only about... So, when you're doing the border, it's 4 sides, the top, the left, the right, and the bottom. So when I've been sitting with it, I don't know how long it takes me, but I just do 1 round of the border. Okay, and then I put it down. And then the next night I pick it up, just do 1 round of the border, and then put it down. So it's been taking me a couple nights, but I'd like to get it done before my surgery in the beginning of September. But in the meantime, I've got a lot of doctor's appointments. I just saw my endocrinologist yesterday. I have an overactive thyroid. I mean, you can see my thyroid here is swollen and it's bigger than it's supposed to be. So I have an overactive thyroid. It pumps out too much thyroid hormone. So I take medicine to control how much hormone that it's pumping out, because when there's too much thyroid hormone in my body, I get, most people think it's just shaky hands, like with my low blood sugars, but it's not. I actually have tremors, and the tremors start in my hand, but it actually goes all the way up my arm into my shoulders, and then it's in my legs. Both my arms and my legs will have tremors if I don't do the medication. So it's called Graves' disease, but other than that, it really doesn't bother me. But I see my endocrinologist once a year. He's actually getting ready to retire. I hadn't realized my endocrinologist is 72 years old. I had no idea how old he was. So, I have to see my family doctor this Thursday to make sure I'm healthy enough for the cataract surgery, right? So I've had it's a lot of medical stuff. I mean, it's not too much. It's just normal run-of-the-mill stuff for me, but not, So it can be a little bit overwhelming. And then, my husband is, with his heart thing, he's taking it very seriously. He cut out all the caffeine, and he's trying to cut out some extra sugar, and, he's taking really good care of himself. So I appreciate that because, I'm learning how to put myself first, and I never learned how to do that. It's always taking care of everybody else. So my youngest is starting college next week. They start orientation. Orientation is on Monday, and then classes are Wednesday or Thursday. My middle child, my 20-year-old, she works at a pet store, been putting away a lot of money, bought her own car, but she didn't have her driver's license yet. She passed her driver's test last week, so she's got her license, and I'm sad because I've been spending a lot of time with her in the car, because when it's time for her to go to work, she drives and I sit in the passenger seat, was still teaching her how to do things, and then I bring her car home. When it's time to pick her up at the end of the night, I drive to pick her up. She gets in the driver's seat and she drives home. So we've been doing this on 8-10 months, something like that. And she passed her driver's test on the first try. And I am missing all the extra time I had gotten with her in the car. We had a lot of fun conversations. We got a lot of bonding time. So I'm kind of missing my middle child in the car, And then with my youngest going off to college, and then, they're still going to be living at home. They're going to be commuting. And then my oldest doesn't live here anymore. And I'm like, I'm a little sad. My babies are all grown up, and I joke that they don't need me anymore, but I know they do, just not as much, and things are changing, so, things are changing a lot. Okay, so that I've been working on my, ice cream blanket, the last couple nights, and, I have to have a lot of lights on in the house because the crocheting I've been doing is later on in the day. I need the lights on since my eyesight is so bad. I don't know. I had no plan when I sat down with the camera today. I was just going to chat with you guys because it's been a while, and I'm home alone. My husband's at work, and the 18-year-old is at work. They're still putting in a lot of hours to pay for college in cash, instead of no loans, no student loans. And my 20-year-old is off at work, so I'm home alone. Arlo was over there on the shelf. He's over here. We have a cat tower in front of the window, so I've been spending a lot of time with my books because my books have overtaken the house just as much as my crochet and my yarn stash has taken over the house. So I've been working on that. I've been going through it just one stack of books at a time, and I'm trying not to beat myself up with that I bought it, so I have to read it, because, if I bought it last week, last month, or, last year, maybe I no longer have a desire to read it. Maybe I did at the time, but I don't now. And it's okay to let it go. It's okay to go ahead and donate it right back to the thrift store or go out to little free libraries. It's okay to let it go. So I've been doing that, and in the process, I've been rearranging my shelves back here, and I'm starting down at the bottom, so with the letter Z, so I can just stack them all up, going up to the top with the letter A instead of starting at the top and trying to fit them in on the way down. So I know it's a little backwards, but I started down at the bottom to make sure there's room for everything, and I'm not feeling bad. If I bought it at the time, I had an interest in reading it and I never got to it. Maybe I don't have an interest in reading it anymore. That's fine, because I've done the same thing with my yarn. Maybe I don't have an interest in using that yarn anymore, and I let it go. So as I go through this journey that I'm on, I'm not going to become a minimalist. That's not my nature. My personality is big. Maybe I'm just more of a controlled maximalist, maybe, or an intentionalist. Maybe I'm being more intentional about what I'm doing with my life and the things that I bring into my house. I think that makes a little bit more sense. So I do have one more video for my Sunday series of sorting and organizing. It's the last video of getting all my yarn together in the old bathroom that it was turned into a closet upstairs. It's the last video, and it's because the stack of boxes that I had that had yarn and projects in it, it collapsed with a little bit of help from Arlo. So my husband helped me and we redid it, and it made for a funny video because he's in the video, but he's behind the camera and he's very quiet about being there, but he was helping me with all of it. So that was actually filmed on the 4th of July weekend. So a month and a half ago now at this point, but I couldn't, what we do is called edits on the video clips using computer software, editing software, and my computer was running slow, which is why I had to clean off my computer, get rid of extra pictures and files and videos that I wasn't going to be using, you know, to clear up some space on my computer. So I'm going to be working on that in the next couple days to get it up for Sunday. And then after that, and then after my cataract surgery, we can move on to the next step of doing I want to do, I don't know if I told you guys, I want to do something similar to what booktubers do when they give you a bookshelf tour and show you all the books on their shelf. I want to do a yarn tour and show you what I have left and what I have kept. And then I want to organize it by weight, by company, by color. I don't know. I'm not sure how I want to organize it yet. And yet I do want to use Ravelry to help me organize what kind of yarns I have, and then maybe also a spreadsheet on my own computer. So that will be the next phase of sorting and organizing, would be a yarn tour and doing a catalog or an inventory of it. So I hope you guys are doing well. To everybody who reaches out to me on Instagram and email, I want to thank you guys. You guys always notice when it's been a week or 2 or 3 since I've been there. This time it had nothing to do with my mental state. I was not in a dark place. I wasn't feeling blue. My mental state has been really good. You know, I know that technically I still suffer from depression and anxiety, but my life has been so good lately. I sleep now at night. I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I was around 15 or so when I stopped sleeping at night. And then eventually in my 30s, I asked the doctor for help and he gave me medicine. And I've been slowly coming off of that medicine since my mid to late 40s, and I'm learning to confront the issue that was keeping me from sleeping at night. I had a lot of fears of the dark and of the bad guy coming to get me in the middle of the night, and I had to realize that I'm safe. My house is safe, my husband is safe, my kids are safe. Nobody's going to hurt me in the middle of the night, and it was a process to go through, for sure. I was always became a light sleeper, and every little sound and I was startling awake, and I'd be like, the bad guys are getting me or something. You know, it was always something that would scare me, and then I would wake up. It'd take me hours to try to go back to sleep. And it's been like that for as long as I can remember. And it's not like that anymore. I now sleep through the night and I get solid, restful sleep that when I wake up in the morning, I can do more stuff now. Oh, camera battery. Sorry about that. It's either the battery runs out or the camera gets too warm and it overheats. So I sleep better now. I know that I'm safe in my house and my husband's not going to hurt me. My kids aren't going to hurt me. They themselves are safe. So I sleep better now. And I hadn't realized how much not enough sleep was affecting me during the day with being tired and not being able to focus, but also what it does with the depression and the anxiety. It really does feed into it. Good quality, healthful, restful sleep it's paramount to good mental state. And once I started sleeping better, it's just like everything else is starting to click into place. I'm not so sad anymore. It's not so dark anymore. I no longer eat my feelings, you know. I do struggle with my relationship with food for sure. I don't know if you guys realize it. 5'3", I was 5'2.5" my whole life, and in the last couple of years at the doctor's office, they're like, "No, you're 5'3.5". I'm like, when did I grow an inch? I've been 5'2.5" since I was 11 years old. When did I grow an inch? But I am severely overweight. Okay. I know it's the depression is what it is. And then, you wind up going through menopause, and then your thyroid is no longer working because that helps regulate your metabolism. And, so it's like I got a lot of things fighting against me losing weight. But recently, you guys, I'm down to 206.1. I'm aiming for 205 or below. That was my goal. Okay. But my goal before that was to get to 210. They were just small incremental goals, small goals. And that's what I've been doing. And it's just small changes. It's, your portion size. Make it a little smaller if you can. Maybe eat a little more often during the day instead of a big meal. I'm not a big fan of big meals. I actually don't eat like that, but I would eat all day long. And it was always bad choices. Sugar, carbs, caffeine, sugar, carbs. It's not healthy. It's not sustainable in the long run, and I'm no longer 25 years old, so my body can't fight that off anymore. So, it's just adding in more protein. It's adding in more fiber. It's, taking a look at the sweet foods, the cupcakes, the cookies, the sweetened cereals, and saying, is this really as good as I think it is? And I'll give you an example, okay, if you'll indulge me, okay. Growing up, I loved cereal. I could eat cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I like healthy cereal. I love Bran Flakes. I love Raisin Bran. I love shredded wheat. Do I love frosted mini wheats? Yes, but I can also eat shredded wheat just plain by itself, right? But there wasn't a cereal, the sweetened cereals that I didn't, Corn Pops, Honeycombs, Sugar Smacks, Honey Smacks, Frosted Flakes, okay, Apple Jacks, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Puffs. I love them all. So recently I bought a box of Fruity Pebbles. It's got the Flintstones on it, and anybody know what Fruity Pebbles are? I had a bowl of it recently. Now I made sure it was a small bowl, okay? I measured it out so the carbs would not hurt me, okay? I measured it out, had some milk in it, and my first bite, I'm like, is this as good as I remember it being when I was a teenager and when I was growing up? And then the next bite, I'm like, no, this is not good at all. This does not taste good. It tastes chemical, and it tastes fake and phony and full of sugar. And I'm like, no, I don't like this. So there we go. I did an experiment. Do I still have the Fruity Pebbles in my cabinet? Yes. I will be throwing them away because we have a phrase in my house because of my type 2 diabetes. Is it worth the carbs? No, it's not, because it doesn't taste good. It has no nutritional value, okay? It's not pleasing anymore. So no, it's not worth the carbs. So if I can't eat sweetened cereal anymore, what can I eat? What can I eat in its place? Granola is a good choice, but I still have to watch processed granola, okay? It has to be small portions, and that's fine. That's fine. If I take the healthier version of granola and mix it with half a banana and a half a cup of milk, there you go. It's an alternative to those sweetened cereals that are not healthy at all. And that's what I've been doing with all of my food choices. It's just one thing at a time, one small step at a time. And I'm at 206.1, and I'm just waiting for the scale to say 205.9. Yeah, that's my goal. 0.2 of a pound. That's my goal. I know it's a small goal, but I'm going to reach it. And then when that happens and I stay at 205 for a little bit, and then I'll pick another number, whether it's 203, 201, or maybe 199. You know, and I talked to my doctor, and what should my goal weight be? And he says, as low as I can possibly get, because I'll never get to 120 pounds ever again. I don't think that's possible, but he's thinking 150. And I'm like, okay, I was thinking 170 or 180, but maybe I could do 150. So maybe we can meet in the middle somewhere where I would be a bit more healthier than I am today. But as each little thing happens, I get better and better and better. And I got to tell you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this without you. You guys, you have to understand the impact you have had on my life. Starting this channel was the best thing I ever did. Right next to having my babies and getting married and having Arlo as a cat. This is one of the best things I have ever done. The feedback that I get from you guys, the encouragement, the support, the kind words. I would not be able to be living my best life right now without you. And I want you to know that. I want you to know how much I love you guys, how much I appreciate you. And I hope that with going along with me on this journey, that maybe I can help you just a little bit, just one little thing at a time, okay? And to take care of yourself, even though it's not easy, to put yourself first, even though it sounds selfish, it's okay. You are allowed to take care of yourself first. You are allowed to love yourself. You are lovable. We all are. And you do matter. You matter to me, okay? My life has been so good, and I've been so happy and so even, and no more of that roller coaster and the up and the down and the darkness that I would live in all day, every day. Now, I know that I'm the one putting in all the hard work, but you guys are part of my support team. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Thank you for being here, for everything, okay? Wouldn't be able to do it without you. And I want to be here for you. If there's anything you ever need help with, just reach out and down in the comments below, or send me an email, grannysquarepeg@gmail.com. Okay, if you have Instagram and you want to send me a DM, which means for us old people, direct message. There are so many times I have to go to my kids and say, what does this mean? What does this mean? You know, it's not as simple as rolling on the floor laughing or LOL anymore. They've got such a shorthand and a whole made up language. I have to go ask my kids what it means half the time. So, you know, not much of a crochet update, more of a life update, but I hope you guys are doing well. I hope the world is being nice to you. I hope the people you surround yourself are being nice to you. I hope you feel loved and appreciated and taken care of, and that you matter, okay? To anybody out there fighting the battle, you're not alone. I know it feels that way because you do have to do a majority of the fighting of that battle on your own, but we're here to support you and to catch you when you fall, okay? Yeah. All right, that's enough crying for today. Like, wipe those tears off. Get back to work. Yeah, I think that was it. Oh, yeah, the Christmas tree skirt. I'm getting there. I hadn't realized that my eyesight was so bad, and I'm going to have cataract surgery. I am trying to get that video together for the Christmas tree skirt. It might be just a little bit longer, but you guys just hang in there. Just be patient, okay? So I'm going to go see if I can put in another round on the border on this ice cream blanket, and I will catch you guys on Sunday where my husband helps me fix the shelf up there and fix the damage that Arlo has done. So I will see you guys later. Love you all. Bye. Mwah.